Hi all, back for another video. I'll keep it brief, please watch this one till the end. Right, certificate of title. This is my certificate of title. As you can see, I blocked out the names on a couple of these documents. Anyway, what is a certificate of title? Certificate of title, according to the literature which I've read, is something which is completed by my conveyancing solicitor in regard to checking all the legalities, the title, make sure you're not bankrupt, etc, etc, etc. This is the Law Society's Council of Mortgage Lenders approved certificate of title. This is the long form. So an example of what they check and what they sign for: procuring the execution of the mortgage deed and form of guarantee as appropriate by the persons whose identities have been checked in accordance with any requirements of the lender, etc, etc. So they check all the details, then they sign it, and what they're saying to the lender is, I've checked everything, if you lend them the money, it's great, carry on. So we've got that bit sorted, we know what a certificate of title is. Just as clarification of whom should be doing the certificate of title, this is the Law Society's Conveyancing Protocol. This is section 58. Acting for the buyer, send a certificate of title and or requisition for funds to the lender. So you can see it's not acting for seller, it's acting for buyer. So it's my solicitor who's supposed to fill in the certificate of title and send it to them. When should they do it? Council of Mortgage Lenders Handbook, section 10.2b. What is the minimum number of days notice lenders require? A minimum of 5 business days notice is required from receipt of the certificate of title to completion, or 8 business days if a re-inspection is required. So before they'll release the funds, they want the certificate of title at least 5 days before 5 business days. So we know what the certificate of title is, who's supposed to do it, when they're supposed to send it over. Now, I've blocked out the names, which doesn't give you much to look at, to be honest, but it's not massively important at this time. You can always give me your views and see what you think of it. I think it's a little bit iffy. Anyway, this certificate of title is not completed and signed by my solicitor. It's completed and signed by Money Partners solicitor, the lender. So Money Partners solicitors, even though they, as far as I'm aware, they didn't do anything, it was my solicitor who did all these checks and everything, they've signed their own certificate of title. And I can prove that because it does actually say the name of the solicitor on the certificate of title. And if you go to Solicitors UK and type it in, the name of the solicitor which is on there, his email is blah blah blah, name of solicitor at moneypartners.co.uk. So he's even got his own Money Partners email address. It's clarification that that is their solicitors. Iffy? I'm not making any claims. But anyway, we know, as I've just said, that it should be a minimum of 5 days before completion that they get the certificate of title. So we have the date, 17th of May 2005, completion date, 17th of May 2005. Now that doesn't seem like 5 days to me, but still, leaving that aside, so we've got the completion date of the 17th of May 2005 actually on the certificate of title. We've got another document which came in my subject and access request, which is a KNP data integrity checklist. As you can see, is my name. Completion date, 18th of the 5th, 05 this time. So we've got the 17th there and the 18th there. That one could just be a mistake, but it is printed clearly and signed by a solicitor on the certificate of title. So I think it's fair enough to take that as correct. I'm not sure. My deed is dated, the date which the Money Partners or somebody added to the date after Tipex in the original date out, 16th of the 5th, 05. Now, if you know about mortgages and stuff, you will know the implications of that straight away. If the deed can't predate completion, and there's a rule apparently in law on that, one cannot grant what one does not have. I got a bit of case law here for you. It's a recent case law, Scott versus Southern Pacific Mortgages and Others, 2014. The purchaser was not in a position, either at the date of exchange of contracts or at any time up until completion of the purchase, to confer equitable propriety, and this case has been decided on the simple basis that the purchaser of land cannot create a proprietary interest in the land which is capable of being an overriding interest until his contract has been completed. I do believe that was Lady Hale of the Supreme Court. She's in charge of the Supreme Court now, I believe, also too. So, one cannot grant what one does not have. And yet, the deed which somebody added into the fake deed predates completion by at least 1 day, depending on which document you look at. Could be 1 day, could be 2 days. Is my deed valid? I don't know. Check out the previous video on it also. Thank you very much. Once again, thanks for all the help, support, information, assistance. It's all brilliant. More to come. See you soon.
It's still recording.